So let's go ahead and without further ado, we will get started. So I wanted to kind of do a quick introduction. This is actually the second time we've done this. I hope a few of you might have been on last year's. And actually, one of the trends that we talked about last year, we're going to revisit today. We're going to talk about how it continues to evolve here. It has to do with AI and technology. You're going to want to tune in for that. Second, as I mentioned before, we haven't just kind of taken these ideas out of nowhere. We look through a lot of industry sources. We've even done partner studies as well as our database studies, which holds over 40,000 hoteliers in our TMG database that we've surveyed for subjects like social media, review response. And we've also had some of the big players like Hilton, Booking.com, and Hootsuite, all in those additional resources section, webinar sources that you can download and feel free to keep for yourself. And then lastly, our experience, right? So Travel Media Group, if you don't know who we are, we do digital marketing for the hotels. We've done it for 40 years, and we've done 1 million review responses as well as 1 million social media posts. So some of these trends are also just are uncovered on a daily basis of doing thousands and thousands, working with thousands and thousands of hotels across the country. And seeing these kind of in real motion. You get a little bit better of a view when you work with so many hotels and you do this so many times per day. So let's jump into the first trend. And it is that revenge travel might be on the cusp of being over, but now it's back to business. And what I mean by that is back to business travelers, something that our industry has really been starving for these last couple of years. Leisure travel has really led the way in recovery. And the reason that we're predicting this as a trend is our most recent fall guest sentiment report. So we do this every single season where we take sentiment from millions of reviews that are left during a holiday season or fall season, as you can tell here. And one of the top 10 most negatively mentioned sentiment tags was actually price of 120,000 times. Now, this is larger than we typically see. And obviously, we've got some outside factors there. But if you think about the definition of what revenge travel was, I know it's a scary place, but if you put yourself back in that mindset of a couple years ago when we were all there in 2020 and we would pay anything to get out of the house and out to a vacation, even if it was just 5 miles down the road. Price was not an issue. It was not a factor for us. Now we're starting to see that, among other outside factors, like I mentioned, become a bigger issue. This makes that the guest expectations higher. So leisure travel might not be as strong, but business travel, we're seeing, is going to pick up. And this was shared in, like I said, the Hilton 2024 trends, rather, that and it's not just business travel, it's actually going to be business travel from a younger generation. Gen Z and millennials led the way with 53% of those survey respondents saying that they were going to be traveling for business in 2024, which makes sense, right? The older generation, maybe a couple of years now, have been able to do some work from home, some remote work. They might not be the road warriors that they want to be back in the past. The younger generation might still want to get out there, take those and be the first ones to raise their hand for business trips. So when we're talking about a younger generation in business travel, we really want to look at two S's, right? Sustainability, which is absolutely critical, important to all generations, but especially to Gen Z and millennials. As you can see from this Booking.com chart, compared to global travelers, American travelers, 64% were looking for an accommodation with wow factor, sustainability, innovation. So a lot of these things you might be doing right now, if you are locally sourcing your food, that is a green and sustainable initiative. If you are investing in electric chargers for your parking lots, these are things that a lot of hotel owners right now, management companies, property owners are investing in for their hotels. You will definitely want to share that on channels like social media to attract that young business traveler who this is becoming very important to. And then social media, as you see these two stats right here, as you can imagine, the younger generation spending more time than ever on their phones doing research. Social media is a way to reach them. So again, revenge travel is over. It's back to business. Hopefully things start to level out here. But if you haven't implemented this into your marketing, here are two very simple ways, hopefully make yourself more attractive. So I mentioned it at the top of this webinar, 2023 trend. This was ripped straight from the deck from last year. Google wants to get better at predicting and are using reviews and responses as guides. This was something called Google's top things to know about your hotel. What it did was it actually took information and phrases from reviews that were Google reviews that were left by your property, and they kind of organized them in a chart to say top things to know about this location. In 2024, we have taken this a step farther, okay? AI will start to summarize your hotel to travelers. So in April 2023, Expedia announced that they were going to partner with ChatGPT. So type in, honeymoon trip to Maui, and it was going to give you results based on what you're looking for. But it's using the data that is found within Expedia to make these suggestions to you. AI is siloing data inside of Expedia. TripAdvisor in October 2023 announced that they will be doing traveler insights and making these broad summaries based on feedback left on TripAdvisor. So the great example that I can use here is, let's say you are very, very proud of your breakfast and you've got a great breakfast, and that is written all over a place like Expedia or Booking or Google. But on TripAdvisor, you yet to have any reviews that talk about your breakfast. That AI is going to cipher through that data, and it might not give a result that you're looking for as far as breakfast goes. So this is what historically we have been used to as travelers, correct? Family friendly, green icons, smiley faces, thumbs up, all of this. Now travelers are going to start to see something more like this. This hotel is said to be great for families, but has limited options for breakfast, and its service can be slow during the busy breakfast hours. So it's painting a much different picture for you than just these icons, where maybe that obscurity can be left for the guest to decipher for themselves. So my suggestion, recommendation, and challenge to you would be, figure out a reputation strategy in order to get more feedback onto these sites so that it portrays an accurate representation of what your guest experience is today. So when you read through these AI summaries, make sure that that's reflective of what you're seeing at the property. Number 3, we're going to dive right into social media. So social media strategy to social platform planning. And what I mean by that is, in 2024, the question is going to change about, is your hotel actually on social media, to what social media platforms is your hotel active on? If you just look at the landscape and the state of social media right now, think about just what's happened in 2023. We've had a brand new platform launch with Threads, right? Still trying to figure out what it is, had a big user jump immediately. We have a social media platform that's not even called Twitter anymore. It's now called X, right? Still figuring out what that is. TikTok obviously comes with some outside issues right now that we're still trying to figure out. But powerful platforms like LinkedIn, the hotel industry is really leaning into LinkedIn right now to help with group travel, corporate travel, teams, event travel, weddings, huge on LinkedIn, targeting wedding planners. Instagram, doing new features like Instagram Reels, making your organic reach easier than ever. YouTube, still one of the most, if not the most, searched social media platform out there. Yes, YouTube is a social media platform. So looking at here, you can see the change from the ways that businesses would platform use from year to year. And in 2024, hotels should really be exploring how can I customize my content by platform? This was a great example that I used earlier this year, and it was about a fishing charter. And we posted this. We posted this piece of content for this hotel, and we customized it based on every single social platform. So Instagram, for example, um, you cannot provide a link inside an Instagram post. So what we did is we actually tagged the captain of that charter so that the user can actually figure out more information just by clicking on that. We've also included hashtags there. LinkedIn, we actually tweaked its copy to talk about using the fishing charter for family and friends, like you'll find on Facebook, to coworkers or a corporate event. So we're matching our target audience and we're customizing the content based on the platform. And then video content. If you've been on any of my other webinars, you'll know how passionate I am about this. No longer is it, is it okay for hotels to just be posting kind of pictures, taking your social content to the next level, using video content, Instagram Reels, TikTok. This is more engaging to your guests and actually will expand your reach, like I mentioned before. We are flying through these. Number 4. And this is my absolute favorite. Be authentic. So recently, Merriam-Webster just released its 2023 Word of the Year, which was authentic, based on facts, accurate, or reliable. And where am I going with this? AI and technology. So this picture actually was a prompt from Canva, a really cool marketing tool that we use. And I actually went into its AI system and typed in a picture of a beach resort lobby. And this is what it generated for me. In the beginning of the year, when we were talking about ChatGPT and AI and all that, it was really an exciting thing. We were talking about, wow, that's AI. Today, now as consumers, travelers, guests, we want to identify that. And it's not, wow, that's AI. That's AI. That's not real. That's not authentic. So when you use tools like ChatGPT, similar input equals similar output. So what I mean by that is if you're using ChatGPT for social media, responding to reviews, that was a huge use case for our industry specifically, right? Well, now I've got somebody that can respond to my reviews using ChatGPT. Here's the problem: is when we're asking ChatGPT to respond to a negative review about cleanliness, so are hundreds of other hotels, and similar input will equal similar output, and the authenticity of that response gets lost there. So it's really the hotels that can be authentic in their social media marketing, in their review response, their reputation, have genuine feedback and responses that are going to really rise to the top and be able to capture travelers' interest and attention. And I put this slide in because, we think about the things that AI can't do. And we have a lot of hoteliers on this, and there's no replacing, the touch of the front desk lobby right when you get in off of a plane, or when you fall onto that bed for the first time after you check in after a long day of business travel. The smell of breakfast, of bacon in the morning at your bistro, or coffee coming from your lobby. This is something AI can't experience, but it's part of an authentic guest experience that is being done every single day. The sight of a sunset on the top floor of your hotel in the presidential suite, that taste of that margarita by the pool, or that first beer at happy hour at the end of the business day, and now you start your leisure trip. You start the leisure side of that leisure trip, right? Or hearing the sounds of your restaurant on a Friday night, buzzing. These are all things that AI cannot experience, but we know that that's some of the best elements of our hotel. And it's going to be the hotels that find an authentic way to illustrate this to travelers and guests that again are going to capture attention and eventually bookings of travelers out there, because that's what we crave for, that authenticity. So the fifth and final is talking about time, right? And in 2024, time is continuing to be, it's going to continue to be your most critical commodity out there. You know, we had Chip Rogers on the Sweet Spot the other day talking about the number of open hotel jobs across the country. You know, this was a statistic from the Bureau of Labor Statistics about how many openings and unemployed people there are. So, and this isn't just a new problem. We've been battling this headwind in our industry for a couple of years, but hoteliers now are realizing this is not a problem going away. I've got to figure out a way to be more efficient with my time. And what we're seeing on our end at Travel Media Group is being a vendor that provides things like social media and review response help, is that our hoteliers understand the importance of being on it. In fact, 96% say that having a custom tailored review response has a positive impact and increases your chances of booking. 87% say the same thing about social media, but yet 62% say they don't have the time, 51% say they're having trouble staffing someone to do it, and 58% are just unsure of what to post. And what do you need in order to make to brainstorm some ideas? More time, which we're seeing is not is a huge issue for our hotel partners right now. So we've seen more demand than ever for people, hotel partners, hotel management companies that come in to say, how can I get more time for my staff employees? And this is from our Respond and Resolve Partner Survey, where 98% of the hotels that we work with now say that they have more time than they previously did when they were responding to their own rooms. They had more time to check rooms, talk to guests, train staff, have an impact on the guest experience rather than being behind a computer and a keyboard and responding to guests. 81% of our hotel partners said they have less stress, right? What is the one thing that we hear in our industry? Work-life balance, right? We lose a lot of staff every year because we are a 24/7, 365-day job. How can we figure out ways to make our employees' lives less stressful? One of the ways is to reduce maybe someone, you know, responding to a 1-star review after they took the time and effort to serve them. And then 98% say that it's had a positive impact on their business. So if you are interested in learning more about Travel Media Group's, you know, social media review response solution, as we get into a new year, this might be the time to do it.